Hello, friends in the You Are Worthy Network. It's great to be with you. I don't know what day it is anymore. It's that time of year, it all runs together, the holidays, entrepreneurial stuff. I'm like, yeah, what day is it? I think it's Tuesday, but I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure it's Tuesday. It's the first time I've been with you guys since Christmas. I hope and pray that each one of you had an incredible Christmas. I hope it was peaceful. I hope it was memorable and it was encouraging. And let me be the first to tell you a little early Happy New Year. I hope you have an incredible 2026 and that your dreams come true. And I just want to remind you in all the hustle and bustle that we just went through, and as we transition into a new year, I want to remind you that you listening to this, are worthy of love, of respect, and success. And I hope that happens for each of you in 2026. So, all that being said, I'm super excited to introduce you to our guest today. And if you've watched this at any time at all, I like to read the bios verbatim. And I'm going to do that now. All right. If you're divorced or single, and you've already tried matchmaking, speed dating, dating apps, maybe all of it, and you're already dreading New Year's, Valentine's Day, you're in the right place today. Alicia Manning is a relationship coach, author, speaker, and the founder of Clarity by Fire. Her voice carries strength that ignites hope, even for the discouraged person who feels like they've tried everything. She calls the greatness out of you and leads you forward with fresh expectation so you stop settling, start moving with wisdom, and align your life to receive what God has for you.
Mhm.
Her story includes divorce, but it's ultimately a story of refining and restoration, living proof that divorce and breakups don't have to turn into War III. Peace is possible. Healing is a journey, not a destination. And forgiveness can change the landscape of your relationships. Originally from Jacksonville, Florida, and now based in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, Alicia created the Next Chapter Accelerator, a momentum building group coaching experience for singles ready to do the inner work, regulate their nervous system, uncover blind spots, and rebuild on a solid foundation. This is where patterns get interrupted, confidence gets rebuilt, and people stop settling for lust, almost relationships, and crumbs. She's also the author of the upcoming book, The Clarity Comeback, a step by step guide to rebuilding after divorce or heartbreak so your next chapter doesn't look like your last. As you step into 2026, Alicia's message is simple and bold: no more repeats. It's time to turn the page. Your next chapter awaits. I love that. Alicia, welcome to the You Are Worthy Network today.
Thank you so much, Steve, for having me on today. I'm so happy to be here. So excited.
Oh, oh, it's an honor to have you. I love the work that you're doing now. We'll get to that in a second.
All right.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. So we just read, are you born and raised in Florida and now a Tennessee native? How did that all work out?
Oh, yes. Awesome. So, yes, I am originally from Jacksonville, Florida. I was born and raised there. About 4 years ago, I got the call to come and move to Murfreesboro, Tennessee. When I say I got the call, I mean the Lord made it very clear that we are relocating and this is where we're going to be. And it's been the adventure of a lifetime and it's been unfolding ever since, and it still continues to unfold. So we love it here. Love the surrounding areas in Nashville and Brentwood and Franklin and all that. So yeah.
Yeah, for you guys that don't know the area she's referred to, Murfreesboro used to be just a college town, MTSU Blue Raiders. Murfreesboro was very, very small, but now it's depending on the latest statistics, it's the fifth largest city in
Mhm.
Tennessee, and it's about 30 miles southeast of Nashville. And to be frank with you, it's just become a big extension of Nashville, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Um, but I love it, and it's interesting. You brought up Jacksonville. I've just learned in the last 48 hours that I'm going to Jacksonville, probably in the next 30 to 60 days. And anyway, it's a long story, but Jacksonville, I've been to Jacksonville twice in the last 3 years. So yeah, Jacksonville is becoming a frequent stop of mine. I love Jacksonville. And I'm
Woo.
glad you're in the state of Tennessee. I'm in Tennessee, for those of you who don't know. So we're actually in the same state. And
Yes.
we met at an event a couple of weeks ago in Nashville, and
Mhm.
so that's kind of what our connection led to this. So just a little backstory there. Um, so tell us about your family a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. So, um, I have three children, three awesome kids. Well, they're not so little anymore. I have a 21-year-old daughter and a 19-year-old daughter and a 17-year-old son. So they're awesome and amazing. They're going to school, working, all the things. And I am incredibly proud of them. I'm excited for the things ahead for them.
Oh, that's awesome. Did you say they're all there with you, or are they scattered? Yeah, they're all in the house still, right?
Well, my 17-year-old is here with me in Tennessee. My 19-year-old is about to come back um, to go to MTSU in person. And then my 21-year-old is going to be coming back here as well. So they will all be here with me now. They typically like come and go from Florida with their dad and here to Tennessee, but it looks like they're all this is just a season where they're about to come gather back in the nest again, and it's going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, you got to be a happy mother about that.
I really am. I truly
Yeah.
really am.
What do you like to do for fun? Now,
Well,
before you
uh-huh.
answer, because I know as an entrepreneur, finding that time for yourself can be a challenge sometime. But let's say you were gifted one whole day to do whatever you wanted from the time you woke up to the time you went to bed. Tell us what that day would look like.
That is a great question. I'm glad you reframed that because I was like, what is that? What's free time?
What's the time off? Yeah.
um, I do like to go to coffee shops and meet with friends and just talk over a cup of coffee and catch up. And I love to hear other people's stories and shared experiences. I do like to travel a lot and to see new things and new places and new experiences. And I've been really into reading. I know a lot of people do like audiobooks, but I like a good like book, like hard a
Yep.
book, flip the pages, all that stuff. I'm kind of old fashioned like that. So um I enjoy listening to music. I enjoy having a hot drink, like a tea or coffee, like I said earlier, and or play with my dog, Charlie. I like to walk, I like to work out. Um I like to golf.
Okay.
Okay. I definitely enjoy that. I haven't in a while, but yeah, that's what I love to do.
I love it that you've got varied interests. Tell us a little bit about your dog.
Okay, yeah, my dog Charlie, he's actually an Aussie Doodle. He's 2 years old. He's a good boy. He's black and white. And actually, I had to close him out of the room because if he hears dogs outside or sees them outside, he goes berserk. He needs a little training, but he is an amazing dog, a great comfort, especially in this season of life for me.
Love it, love it. There was something that golf. So tell us about your golf game. When you are in rhythm and practicing, tell us about your golf game.
Okay, my golf game is non-existent. I wish it was more.
It's
My
real.
golf game lately has been like Top Golf. And then there's this new place, Pop Stroke, that I cannot wait to go and experience it. It's like I don't know if you've heard of it or not, but
Mm-mm.
it's by Tiger Woods. It's an indoor putt place, but it's like done on a larger scale, basically. So it's supposed to be a top notch up above Top Golf. So haven't been on the actual course in a few months, actually, but I look forward to doing that again here very soon. So especially when the weather warms up. Okay.
Which is not now for those of you listening. I don't know what it is in Murfreesboro, but in Memphis, we were like down to 23 last night.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm sure it's very similar where you're at, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's in the 30s today, but
Yeah,
yeah.
35 if you're lucky today. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's that. And there's probably some people that golf in that, but it does not sound like fun golf weather to me. Although I have mad respect for you because I'm not going to lie, golf and I do not have a love-hate relationship. We have a hate-hate
Mhm.
relationship. I think it hates me even more. But mad respect for the discipline and the focus that it takes to play that game for sure.
Oh yes. I love it.
Yeah. So tell us about what did you do career wise before? I want to get to the launch because I'm sure there was a launch at some point and the
Yes.
story behind that. But tell us what you tended to do professionally before becoming an entrepreneur.
Oh yes. Um, I have been in corporate America for 15 plus years. And for the last 10 to 15 years, I've been in the mortgage industry doing various things. So, my last position was as a mortgage loan processor, basically helping the customer get to closing, working with the underwriter to get the file approved, working with the loan officers to keep the sale going, talking customers off the ledge, all that good stuff. Um, so, being on the phone with customers was definitely like my big loving saving grace, honestly, why I kept doing it for so long. I did have a passion for mortgages, still do, still love helping the dream of ownership happen and all that stuff, but that is something that I did have to lay down because it is, a full-time thing, working for the bank and being fully present even after COVID, where we transitioned to working from home. I got to learn that discipline of working from home, which was pretty awesome. And the Lord knew what he was doing, because little did I know that I was going to be stepping into entrepreneurship. And that step actually happened about 6, 7 months ago. Um, it was really becoming very, very tough when I was logging in the morning to start working. It became like I was like I was marching through oatmeal. Okay, that's the only way I can describe it. It's like, oh my gosh, another day working. Like, what am I doing with my life? Like, there has to be more. Like, I know there's so many gifts and talents, and I knew that I love to do relationship things, and I had done relationship coaching over the years, spotty here and there, but I knew that that was ultimately my main dream, my main goal, my main calling. So it came to a point where I was like, you know what, looks like I need to put in my 2 week notice and, unfortunately say goodbye to those steady corporate America checks and everything else, the familiar. It's time to launch out into the deep. And I did that. And do I regret it? Never. Like, I'm so happy. Is it easy? No, it's not easy. It comes with its sets of challenges. And I think that every entrepreneur can relate. I know there's a lot of entrepreneurs who end up actually entering back into the workforce, or they end up taking on a second or a third job just to make ends meet so they can continue to keep their dream alive, to keep things moving forward with their business. So it's not for the faint of heart, but I'm really glad that I did. And the launch was this year, and it's one of my biggest highlights of 2025. So
Okay, so let's this is interesting. So let's go back a half a step.
mhm.
So when you moved from Florida, was it a job transfer with the mortgage company, or did you find a new mortgage company here?
It was actually the same mortgage company. because I was working from home. All I had to do was unplug my computer, pack up, and go. I didn't miss a beat at all. And I loved that. I loved that about that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I did not know that you just launched this year. That's fascinating.
Mhm.
Um, tell us about that journey a little bit. I mean, you described some, I love what you said. I even wrote it down. Marching through oatmeal. That's great. Um, tell us about how your faith helped with that leap. Because
Mm.
I'm sure there was times when the enemy tried to instill lots of fear in making that jump, but ultimately it sounds like your excitement won over the fear. Would that be accurate?
Yes, that's totally true, totally accurate. Um, I really felt the need to jump ship, put in my 2 week notice, probably 2 months before I actually did. It took me 2 months to actually get to that point where there was just so much pressure, so much buildup. Like I said, it was like marching through oatmeal, and where I had to say, okay, Lord, let your will be done. Like, seriously, like, just imagining all the crazy things and hearing all the horror stories about starting a business and being a single parent, like, it's like, they say most business owners don't even last a year, right? You hear all things like that. But I knew that if God was calling me to it, he was going to bring me through it. I
Yeah.
knew that. And once I knew I couldn't be in disobedience any longer. He made it very easy for me to make the decision. Like I said, it was tough. It came to the point where I was like, I have clients of my own. I have coaching clients of my own at that. So I'm like, how am I logging on and helping another corporation to build their stuff when I'm called to build what the Lord has called me to build?
Right.
And it came to a point of surrender. And even though the enemy was like, there's imposter syndrome and all kinds of things like that, like, you're not worthy and you have no right doing that. And who are you to do that? And you just need to be quiet and continue to do what you've been doing. I had to make a decision that I wasn't going to back down and that I wasn't going to stop. And I had to really reframe it like, there's lives that are going to be changed from this. There are singles and marrieds that their lives are going to be changed. And if I don't open this business, if I don't do what the Lord has called me to do, then these people will not get helped. They may get help, but they probably won't get helped. So it became an even bigger calling. Like, it's not just about me. It's not just about my finances. It's not just about what I want to do or if I'm scared or whatever. It's about the other people. So,
Yeah, it's always about the other people. I love that you had the boldness to jump. I also I think it's worth noting that he doesn't always make it as clear as he did with you.
yeah.
Like we all have choices, and you could take a person and sit them next to you, and they may be wrestling with whether to jump or not. Is this for me? Is this from God? They're praying the same amount of time, they're reading the same amount of you,
Yeah.
but they may not have that download. I don't know. Everybody's different. Everybody's situation is different. I'm not judging anything. But in your case, it sounds like he did make it clear, and that's a blessing because I know a lot of
Yes.
people wrestling with that clarity. And then I love how you said I couldn't be in disobedience anymore because the blessing of making it clear, then yeah, we've got to reciprocate by being obedient, right? So I love
Right.
that.
That's correct.
Yeah, I love that. So tell us a little more. I know it was explained in the bio, but like who do you really love to help? Like let's take that ideal day again. But this time you're not going to play golf. This time you don't get to go have coffee with friends. This time you're going to work with clients. Tell us about the client that makes you hop out of bed and get that coffee started and get the shower going and you're ready to rock for that day? Tell us who that client is.
Okay. Um, that client I would say would be men or women who have undergone a breakup or a divorce, um, with or without children. Um, those have been really, really close to my heart, especially lately. Um, just all the different things that you go through in a relationship and during a divorce, especially with kids. I personally went that journey. That's why it's very near and dear to my heart.
Mhm.
Um, the whole, am I sure to get dating again? When do I introduce them to my kids? When do I not? What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to act? What is this new dating pool thing? There's just so many questions, and I love, 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 helping and guiding and bringing clarity, um, to people who've been divorced or undergone breakups, no matter how ugly, no matter how easy or supposedly easy it was, um, and just singles in general. There's so many different hurdles with singles in dating right now, or even preparing for that right one and not settling, and breaking patterns and different things we grew up, in our childhood that we're taking into relationships, different questions and things like that. Those are the type of people that I love to help. People who know they don't have all the answers, they need some help. They're tired and they're weary because they've done it all the different ways. They tried the dating apps, they tried speed dating, they tried it all. But maybe not necessarily have ever tried a relationship coach. I'm not really a matchmaker. I'm not a matchmaker, but I do help people get on the right track, um, as far as all those very, very important things. Like, it's the most important thing when we pick somebody who's going to be in our future and in our kids' lives as well.
Yeah, I think it's a fascinating arena for sure. Now, you're a Christian. Are you working with only Christians or a little bit of both?
I'm working with anybody.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I am sent to I'm sent to everybody. I'm sent to the masses. I am. Um, Everybody needs help. Everybody is swimming and drowning and trying to find their way. And I light the way. I light the way. I light
T-
the way. I light the path to clarity. So that's what I do. And um, yeah, they just
so
have to
tell
be
it.
willing and ready to do the work, because there is work to be done. Yeah,
Well, and I'm sure, yeah, to that point, I'm sure that's a non-negotiable for you in working with a client that they're willing to do the work that's necessary.
absolutely.
Okay, so in lighting that way, can you give us a little bit of a peek into what that way looks like? How do you help them?
Well, we start with childhood. That
Okay, so we're
is,
going back. Okay.
we go way
Like,
back. We
yep.
go way back, honestly. The first thing that I do with a client is a clarity call. So it's about 30 minutes or so. And on the clarity call, I'll ask a series of questions. We'll discuss, how was your childhood? How was the household that you grew up in? Did you receive love? Were you wanting love? Did you have both parents in the house? And these questions are very, very important. And they do start lighting the path to which way we do need to take, why you're having, the certain thoughts that you're having. And then we go into, um, those pillar relationships in your life, that you've been through. And the decision making, the emotional stability, we talk about it all. We talk about the, attachment styles and things like that. So that's kind of how we that's kind of how I, and the questions that I ask in the clarity call, and get a better understanding about what a person is struggling with, how I can assist them, even if I am the one to assist them, sometimes I'm not the one that can assist them. Maybe they need to, maybe their next best step is to speak with a therapist about the things that they're
Yeah.
struggling with. I'm not able to help exactly everybody, you know. Not everybody is ready for dating. Not everybody is there yet. You know, we do have a lot of things that we picked up along the way um, that does need to be worked with. And I'm really, really big on helping people with the inner work and the preparation that it takes even before you start dating or even while you're dating. Um, it's just so important because nobody's doing it. Everybody just wants to just slap a band-aid on and go on to the next person and not really reconcile and work through the different things that I know that they notice in themselves, or maybe they haven't slowed down to notice it. But I do help with the blind spots as well.
No, I love that process. Yeah, if you're having that clarity call with someone and you're taking them back and they say to you, "What's love got to do with it?" That's probably not the right one, right? That Tina Turner song kept popping in my head as you were explaining that.
Oh yeah.
What's love got to do with it? I'm not going to sing it. So there. Um, all right. I'm interested in. I'm going to give you a chance to give us a little insight to the results that you're getting. I want you to think about a cumulative client, if you will, your clientele that's come to you for help. And I want you to describe 3 words, just 3 words, that would describe how they feel before they decide to work with you. In other words, they've been through this breakup, they've been through this divorce. I'm sure that the situations are different. The timing of when they meet you is different. Maybe it's a year removed, maybe it's a month removed, who knows? But they've got some emotions coming into that call with you. Give us those 3 words that would describe those emotions that they're feeling before they connect with you. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Lost,
Hmm.
disappointed, and angry.
That's real and that's fair.
Yeah.
That makes total sense. Okay. Lost, disappointed, angry.
Hmm.
All right. Now you've worked with them, I'm assuming, for a few months
Hmm.
or several weeks at minimal, right?
Oh, right. Yes.
Okay. And they've been equipped by you, uh, a little injection of hope and encouragement, if you will. And now they're ready to get back in the saddle, so to speak. What would be the 3 words at the end of that coaching experience?
Mm. Um, the 3 words challenged, because that's what I do with all my clients. I will definitely challenge them. Um, relieved and
I
ready. Challenged, relieved, and ready.
like it. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure we've got some synergy here. But the point that I'm trying to make here, I love this exercise. There's power in less words sometimes.
Yes.
So look what God has done through you as a coach. They've moved from lost to relieved, disappointed to ready,
Yes.
angry to challenged, but challenged in a good way for their betterment.
Yes.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah, it's powerful. It's powerful the work you're doing with them. Um, tell me, you've experienced, success for many years in the mortgage industry. You've got this new exciting coaching business. Um, Tell us about a time where you didn't feel so worthy of all this love, respect, and success that you're enjoying now. Was it during your own relationship that fell apart, or was there another time, or is it a bigger picture than that?
Well, there was many different times where I did not feel worthy in my life. I would even say, believe it or not, even after the divorce, that wasn't a time that would be highlighted as I didn't feel worthy, believe it or not. I know that sounds
Okay.
crazy, but that isn't one of the times that are jumping out at me. It would have to be just growing up, the youngest of six kids.
Wow.
Growing up, the youngest of six kids. I was not the most spoiled, okay? I was always trying to keep up with the older ones. I was always trying to keep up with my older siblings and trying to be good enough for them to hang out with me, good enough for them to, share their things with me and things like that. Um, there was a lot of times where I did not feel worthy, always feeling like the one that was like most behind in the situation. I did get bullied a little bit in middle school because I had like this Jerry curl, right? I had a Jerry curl. I don't know if you know what a Jerry curl is, but
I know what it is.
okay.
It sounds like the '90s a little bit.
It was, but I had a Jerry curl when it was not cool to have a Jerry curl. Okay. I remember the kids taunting me and saying, "There's Alicia. She's bringing it back. She's bringing back the Jerry curl." And I'm like, you laugh about it now, but
Yeah.
those are times
Yeah.
that really stick out where I was
Yeah.
like, man, I am not worthy. Like, I ought not even look for a boyfriend. Like, I'm an ugly duckling. Like, you don't want to see before and after pictures because, my siblings still make fun of me to this day because I didn't always look like this. Yeah. I mean that in a very humble way. I mean that in a very, very humble way. You know what I mean? But yeah, there was a lot of times in my life, and even just this week, where I did not feel worthy. Um, but a lot of the times I have to remember, like, do I make myself worthy? Am I worthy by performance? No, I'm not. I'm worthy because Jesus says that I'm worthy and he makes me worthy. Like his presence in my life, his hand on my life, him helping me out and shepherding me through my life, that makes me worthy. And that makes everybody worthy, He thinks I'm good enough to help me, to like guide me and lead me, like I'm his investment. So if I'm God's investment and I'm his beautiful creation and I'm his daughter, then anything that says that I'm not worthy needs to like go back to hell where it came from. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I appreciate the vulnerability.
Just saying.
And it is good that you can laugh about it now, but it was real and it was
Yeah.
hurtful
Yeah.
then. And all what you said about Jesus, I'll even get more specific. It's his blood
Yes.
that made us worthy. Because on our own, we're not.
We're
We're
not.
we're sinful. We deserve to go to the cross. He went for us.
Yes, he did.
That's what made us worthy, nothing of our own. So I
Yes.
appreciate that explanation. So tell us about the upcoming book.
Yes, my upcoming book. I am so, 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 so excited for. Um, it's been up and coming for a while, and I do have other books behind it that are inside that need to come forth. My book is titled The Clarity Comeback, and it is especially for divorced and people who've been through a breakup as well. it's sort of like a step-by-step guide telling you how you can basically journey through healing in a smoother way. I basically lay out so many different stories of what I did wrong in my process of trying to find healing on my own, and all the things that I tried that didn't work, and ultimately what did end up working. And I wish somebody had given me this book when I was going through a divorce. But would I have listened, or would I have just wanted to be stubborn and do my own thing, you know? Um, but this book is very, very important for a lot of people. And I do hope to like network with maybe even some divorce attorneys and things like that to get this book in their hands so they can help their clients have a smoother experience, and have the divorce attorney have a smoother experience. Because if your client knows these things that I've put in the book, if they begin that journey, they're probably not going to be as hard as a client to deal with. They will probably be a more peaceful client. So yeah, I'm really,
That
really
makes
excited
sense.
about it. I will start pre-sale for it in probably about a week, and then release it formally um, on ebook, and have them printed out and everything probably in the next 2 weeks. So
Oh, wow. It is right here.
it is right here. Yes, sir.
So you self-published?
Yes, sir.
Nice, nice. If you want to when that's out, if you will send me the link, I will put it in the comment section. Even after the fact, I'll put it in the comment section of our
Okay.
interview in the show notes afterwards, so people can see where they can get it.
I would love that, Steve. Thank you so much. Yeah. Right
Yeah,
on.
and if it happens to be, it sounds like it'll be before 30 days. But if it happens after 30 days, still send it to me, because Facebook takes down live videos after 30 days. But as you know, your interview is going to go on YouTube, and I can repurpose your interview as a YouTube link into the group, and then put it into the comments there. So we've got you covered either way. Just send it to me when you have it.
Okay. Sounds great. I surely will do that. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So tell the viewers where they can find you besides obviously the book that's coming out. Where can people find you on social media?
Yes, you can find me on Facebook um, under my name, Alicia Manning. And then on Instagram, my handle is at Clarity by Fire. And then you can also schedule a clarity call by going to my website, www.claritybyfire.com.
Awesome. And we'll have all of that in the show notes afterwards. Um, this has been awesome. Tell us any words of wisdom or words of encouragement you would like to leave the viewers with today.
Yeah. Um, what comes to mind is fruit, the word fruit. So, especially as we're crossing over into 2026, um, a lot of us are like ready to say goodbye to 2025. I think I spoke to so many people, and I have not found not one person who said, "Oh, 2025 was amazing." Everybody's like, "Man, it was rough. Like, I barely made it out." I had my challenges in 2025 as well. But to look back on 2025 and don't be so angry with it. Look at it in triumph, as in like, yes, I did make it. And look at 2026 and ask yourself, you know, what fruit am I bearing in my life? What fruit am I bearing in my relationships? I know we're always looking around and saying, how is this relationship going? Like, should I keep this person in my life? But what are you bringing to the relationship? What fruit are you bringing into the relationship? What fruit are you bringing in your household around your family? Are you being kind? Are you being nice? God did give us the command, to be fruitful and multiply, and he wasn't just talking about babies. So I just leave everybody with that is, how are you multiplying? Are you multiplying in love? Are you multiplying in peace? Are you multiplying in, you know, anger and bitterness?
Mm,
It's up to you how you want to multiply and what type of fruit that you want to bear in 2026. Why wait? Start now, you know? But there is going to be an inspection of what type of fruit that you're bearing in your life. So I just encourage everybody just to be more intentional about the fruit that they're bearing in their life. So thank you
I
so
love
much,
that.
Steve, for having me on today.
I really love that. I love those closing thoughts by you. They're really powerful. I'm in that boat of folks. 2025 was, I had some really, really difficult things family related, and some of that is already carrying over into 2026. Um, and financially, it's been crushing at times. And I'm like, I don't know if you've ever heard the saying, there's a reason why the front windshield is larger than the rear view mirror.
Mm-hmm.
However, the rear view mirror is there for a purpose. And in context of what we're speaking, it's good to look back, not stare, but it's good to look back occasionally and reflect how far we've come. And
Yes.
specifically, what did God teach us in this year? Because it would be a waste to go into 2026 and have all those challenges of the current year and not learned anything from them, because then you're just going to repeat it. I want to learn the lessons. So it makes me a better man going into 2026. And I'm sure you're the same way. This has been incredible. I want to thank you for sharing your excitement, your vision, and your authenticity with us today. It came shining through, and I thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Steve. And God bless you and your family as you go into 2026.
Happy New Year to you as well.
Happy New
Guys,
Year.
your story's not over yet.
Okay.
God gave you another day. And if it's his will here in less than 48 hours, he's going to give you another year. Your story's not over yet. He's still writing it. Be encouraged. I appreciate each one of you. God bless. We'll talk soon. Take care.